When we talk about feminine intuition, we often imagine telepathy. In reality, it's a somatic radar, an extremely sensitive nervous system that perceives thousands of signals emitted by your body. Your aura isn't a glimmer, but a configuration. The rhythm of your breathing, your gaze, a micro-synchronization, the tone of your voice, your scent, your posture, your boundaries, and the coherence between your actions and words are all constituent elements. Spirituality gives meaning to this pattern. Seminal retention alters its energy. The retained energy is the burden you choose not to release. It changes how you allocate your attention and desires, shifting you from immediate relief to deeper moments. Women perceive this reordering of priorities even before you speak. They sense whether your stillness is vibrant or rigid, whether your attention is generous or greedy, whether your presence simplifies or clutters the space. Intuition perceives coherence. In this context, the aura symbolizes coherence under pressure. Anyone can appear aligned in calm times, but when faced with friction, delays, misunderstandings, or temptations, does your energy remain warm and focused, or does it fragment into attachment and defensiveness? Spiritual practice offers direction, ethics, purpose, and dedication. Seminal retention provides tension, capacity, intensity, and endurance. Feminine intuition instantly perceives this interaction. Forget the cliches about the alpha male. The female nervous system relaxes in the face of a spark of security, a force that expands, a direction that listens, a warmth that doesn't burn. This is the divine masculine in practice. Mastery without control, purpose without performance. On the path to seminal retention and spirituality, your aura becomes a reflection of your inner harmony. What kind of retention influences your reward system? Seminal retention doesn't make you a superhuman. Testosterone peaks fluctuate, and over-interpreting biological phenomena is counterproductive. Lasting change is psychological and behavioral. You are shifting your reward system, less seeking novelty, more seeking depth, less microdopamine, more satisfaction from a job well done, service, prayer, and presence. Women experience the stability that comes from going with the flow. This shift manifests as patience in conversation, a greater tolerance for silence and a more grounded gaze, less seeking of stimulation, and greater focus on one thing at a time. This manifests as fewer promises and greater respect for them. It translates into a shift from test me to use me, not through a spirit of sacrifice, but through a sense of responsibility. The feminine interprets this responsibility as a radiant competence. Restraint also acts as a mechanism of commitment. One makes a vow and finds oneself daily facing a palpable tension. Vows kept forge character. Acknowledging and healing one's wounds deepens humility. These two aspects, when addressed honestly, strengthen coherence. Intuition doesn't demand perfection. It seeks predictability under pressure. Your aura transmits what your nervous system has learned. When self-control becomes fragile, tense, disdainful, and reserved, the signal changes. Immobility masquerades as stoicism. Pressure creeps in as irritability. Discipline becomes a bulwark against unhealed pain. Feminine intuition quickly unmasks any deception. Transmutation means the pelvis breathes, the heart remains connected, and the hands are available for the real work. It is this field that attracts coherence rather than intensity, Bowfield's true strength. There's a lot of talk about auras and magnetic fields. Let's simplify. Your heart and brain emit measurable electromagnetic activity that varies depending on your state. More importantly, your rhythms, breathing, pulse, and speech are synchronized with those of others. Coherence means that these rhythms are aligned across all systems. Women often experience this coherence as a sense of inner calm when they are near you. Breathing deepens, shoulders relax, and execution becomes easier. Intensity without coherence is merely noise. Exaggerated charisma may capture attention, but it also increases vigilance. Coherence without warmth is sterile. The ideal is a warm coherence, a regulated and responsive system capable of adjusting its intensity without losing clarity. This signal remains present in rooms, meetings, conflicts, and even in silence. You don't need to be in the spotlight to experience it. Practices like mindful breathing, about 5 or 6 breaths per minute, Prayers of gratitude and focused gaze expand your horizon of coherence. If you add semen retention, you'll have the energy to maintain this state. If you add a purpose and a commitment to serving others, this state has a future. The aura is the result of constant inner work, not a disguise. Feminine intuition is extremely sensitive to irregularities. If your gaze is gentle but your schedule betrays others, the atmosphere seems artificial. If your words are kind but your posture is imposing, the atmosphere seems aggressive. Coherence requires a multidisciplinary consensus. Posture, breathing, gaze, language, relationship to time, relationship to money. Fewer assertions, more coherence. Voice, gaze, and rhythm. The audible aura. Your voice is your sonic aura. A confident voice accompanies the breath, resonates in the chest and mouth, and respects silence. A forced baritone or a broken voice betrays a performance. Feminine intuition perceives whether your words are supported by the spine and diaphragm or whether they are wrenched from a tense throat. Support provides a sense of security. Pressure, however, remains pressure. A look is like a steering wheel. Insistent stares give the impression of taking. Restless stares give the impression of hiding. A gentle and direct gaze, present, serene, willing to be seen, is like an offering. Seminal retention is beneficial when the transmutation stabilizes arousal. One can look without clinging. Spirituality is a valuable aid when devotion softens pride. Then one can observe without judgment. Rhythm is a source of leadership. Your way of speaking, acting, and making decisions sets the tone. Men with magnetic charisma sometimes know how to slow down for a moment, to amplify or prolong it precisely, to maintain a boundary. This rhythmic intelligence reveals their talent. Women relax with men who know how to keep pace and adjust their rhythm without making waves. Practice this physically. Read aloud every day to soften your speech. Practice longer exhalations to reduce vocal fatigue. Walk without headphones to refine your pace. Maintain kind eye contact during conversation, allowing moments of silence to settle. These aren't just tricks. These are concrete proofs of the nervous system's regulation. Intuition perceives them even before understanding their content. Boundaries as containment, a promise of the masculine. Boundaries are the language of masculine love. They say, I will govern myself so that you don't have to. Feminine. Intuition seeks containment, not control. Containment is a promise concerning your own energy. Your yes is yes, your no is no. Your desire is expressed clearly, without pressure. To control is to serve the interests of others. Manipulation hides behind a veil of morality. Seminal retention reinforces boundaries. If you use tension to train, each impulse becomes a repetition. Feel, breathe, choose. This repetition translates into money, time, and words. The resulting aura is one of clean lines, of predictability without rigidity. The feminine perceives these clean lines as a space for relaxation and growth, rather than withdrawal or protection. Spirituality keeps the heart engaged. It redefines boundaries as a responsibility rather than a superiority. One can maintain a line with kindness, apologize quickly for mistakes, and make amends without self-flagellation. The divine masculine is an unwavering inner strength combined with great sensitivity. Intuition trusts paradoxes more than extremes. Your schedule is a text that sets boundaries. Promises kept fervently, even a few, create a magnetic field. If your schedule contradicts your statements, this field is disrupted. Women don't need perfection, but reliability. Reliability is seductive because it lessens the energetic charge of proximity. It's the silent law of attraction at work, diagnosing the shadows. When self-control breaks down, the tension within it creates a fragile aura. Immobility masquerades as serenity until friction arises. Then sarcasm erupts, contempt creeps in, or you vanish. Feminine intuition creates a pattern of blockage and loss of confidence. Transmutation invites sensations to be mobilized through breath, prayer, movement, and creation. In this way, the burden circulates instead of becoming entrenched. Another obscuring aspect is the feeling of superiority. If seminal retention becomes a moral standard, your influence is diminished. Judging those less disciplined reveals insecurity, not mastery. Intuition perceives the hidden need for recognition behind the preaching. The solution lies in service. Dedicate your excess energy to helping others. Let humility temper your brilliance. The secrecy surrounding sexuality also complicates the situation. Ritual purity in public, coupled with compulsive habits in private, creates a fog. Intuition interprets this fog as a threat. The antidote is introspection and healing. Honestly write down what triggers you. Talk to a brother about it. Confront the truth you've been avoiding. Apologize when you've been hurt. Your aura brightens when shame is released and concrete actions are taken. Finally, examine the evidence. Some men romanticize the idea that women are testing them and then create conflict to feel powerful. It's all an act. True feminine sensitivity is subtle. Delays, questions, uncomfortable truths. Moving forward, remaining receptive without becoming defensive, curious without being overwhelmed. Awareness grows when reality is prioritized over performance. Practices that women deeply feel. Grounding, a daily ritual in 3 parts. Breath, body, and a brief moment. 6 slow breaths in the morning and at midday. A long exhalation for vital energy. 10 minutes of mobility and endurance. Hips, spine, grasp to metabolize the charge. 2-minute invocation. I dedicate this retained energy to clarity, courage, and kindness. This is seminal retention, as energetic transmutation and spirituality as its goal. Create a period of hygiene for the signs. No pornography, fatalistic texts, or indignant rumination during the first and last hour of the day. Replace this with leisurely walks and long reading sessions. As your dopamine levels stabilize, your concentration improves. Women notice the difference in your gaze, your listening skills, and your gait. Your aura becomes calmer and stronger. Send something once a week, a message, a song, a solution for your home, a kind gesture that requires time. Having a goal that produces results reduces the pressure during dates and conversations. We stop trying to be interesting and become naturally interested in others because our lives have meaning. Our intuition relaxes in the company of men who have a clear purpose, but not necessarily a specific goal. Take the 72-hour reliability challenge. Make 3 small promises and keep them meticulously. Honor your commitments. Do the unpleasant tasks. It sounds simple, but it's revolutionary. Reliability instills a sense of trust in your nervous system. An aura is trust incarnate. The feminine sense perceives it and is drawn to it. Embrace the energy vector and the silent attraction. Ultimately, feminine intuition doesn't judge your worth. It maps your atmosphere. Are you a tempest of appetite or a haven of coherence? Seminal retention, practiced as a form of administration, intensifies energy. Spirituality experienced as devotion establishes direction. Together, they create a magnetic aura. Warm, precise, grounded, it is felt long before it is expressed. Don't seek reactions. Build your reality. Reduce the ambient noise. Sharpen your attention. Stay true to the truth, and let your limitations allow others to be fully human. The law of attraction is ethical. Aligned energies attract aligned energies because closeness is more natural. The feminine body expresses itself through breath and shoulders, not just words. Tonight, make a small promise and keep it. Breathe slowly. Say something sincere that you've always avoided. Do a good deed spontaneously. Sleep well. Do it again tomorrow. This is how repressed energy transforms into presence, and spirituality becomes an inner field. The aura expands from the inside out. If you persist, you will notice something. Silence reigns in the rooms, not out of fear, but of serenity. Conversations flow naturally. The women greet you with a clearer gaze and calmer breathing. It is intuition that perceives coherence. It is life asserting itself. It is the path of seminal retention and embodied spirituality.